And on the news tonight, plans underway for digital documentation and preservation of intangible cultural heritage of Benin Kingdom. Plus, Nigeria commits to promote sustainable food crop development and security. Experts in Benin on national workshop on irrigation and drainage. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news tonight, reaching you live from NTA Benin Network Center. My name is Goodluck Edaini. And now the State Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu says PDP is unwavering in its mission to rescue Nigeria as a new political dispensation beacons. This was when he received an APC chieftain, Saliu Momo, into the party at the government house. Uduakobong Achibong has the details.
The 2023 general elections are by the corner and political parties are re-strategizing for victory. The deputy governor is happy that the party is waxing stronger and more people identifying with it. He assured the new entrants of the support of the state governor and other party leaders. The deputy governor expressed optimism that with experience and joint effort, the journey to rescue the country is achievable.
The journey to rescue Nigeria is not a journey that is very, very easy. But with our experience and joining forces now, what we did to rescue Edo, obviously it is time to put those forces again together to rescue Nigeria. We are adding another formidable ally to the team for us to rescue Edo. There are a lot of other persons that we have to bring on board. And I know with your coming now, they will definitely follow.
The new PDP member in an interview said, having observed the activities of the state government to redefine politics in the state, he has no option but to join the team.
I'm coming from APC and one of the founding leaders of APC. I found a compelling reason to come to join the governor and his team in a movement to put Edo State back into proper perspective.
Saliu Momo from Owang East served as the pioneer secretary and treasurer of the APC amidst other positions before joining the PDP. In Benin, Uduakobong Achibong, NTA News.
And now the presidential candidates of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has presented a check of 40 million naira to the flood victims in Edo State. The check was presented to the victims by the display on the director of Tinubu Shetima campaign organization, Adams Aliu Oshomole, at the internally displaced persons camp in Ogomere, a so-called central local government area. Akin Etayohai completes the story.
The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, has assisted the victims of flood disaster in the three council areas of Edo State with the sum of 40 million naira. Isako Central, which is the worst hit, got 20 million naira. Isako East, 12 million naira, and Esa Southeast Local Government got 8 million naira. The Deputy Director General Tinubu Shetima Campaign Council and Edo North senatorial candidate Adams Oshomole, who presented the checks on behalf of the presidential candidate, said the cash donation is to alleviate the suffering of the flood victims in the council areas. He said the money is for all victims irrespective of political affiliation and urged the leaders of the communities to disburse the cash as directed.
If your property was affected, whatever you brought is to be shared for everybody. No discrimination. You vote for Shomole, you don't vote for Shomole, it don't matter. Whoever gets hunger is supposed to help ourselves. We know they see God, but we know say God did. That's what tell us, see the no fish here. What do we do for our neighbor, we do for him.
Some of the victims, including the candidate for Isako Central Local Government House of Assembly, Ahmed Waziri Ushuma, appreciated Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu for the gesture and assured him of their support.
God bless am. The thing when he do for us, as he will tell us, now the vote when we want vote, now he will vote for us.
By the special grace of God, I am praying seriously that God should extend his life, should grant him good health, so that he should see through all the electionary processes and come out victorious come 2023 February.
Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu also assured Nigerians that he will address the annual flooding in the country if elected. In Ogomeri, Ekperi, Akim Etayore, NTA News.
Now, ahead of the 2023 general elections, INEC in Edo State has commenced the display of preliminary voter register across all the wards in the 18 local government areas of the state for verification. According to the commission, the officials will be at the ward level for a week before moving to the local government areas. Ifuma Okafo has details.
In Oredo Council area, some electorates were spotted checking their names on the displayed voters' registers to ascertain if there is any mistake and to check if previous corrections were effected. Others without hitches were issued permanent voters' cards. Similarly, at some wards in Ikpoboha, registered voters were seen going through the voters' registers. While some complained of some hitches, others adjudged the process a success.
When you come register, you don't tell them say you don't register before. They not ask. They not ask me. What you go do now? What I go do? As you don't come get card to vote. Nothing now. I'm old woman. I want to vote before. As they not see my, they say they not go. My name not dey to register. I go stay my house.
I registered last year, late last year, December. Very easy process. No question, no stress.
I tell them my name. They search for the name. Then they see it and they give it to me. Then they say I should sign.
My name that was misspelled in my voter's card, and it was done out there in the local government's commission office. And hearing that today commences the display of voters register, I deem it fit to come over, and I have also certified that yes, my name is in the register. Very well, and strong commendation to INEC as a commission for the improvements so far.
Meanwhile, the resident electoral commissioner, Obo Ifara, who was accompanied by the head voter education and publicity, Timidi Wariowe, monitored the exercise at the different wards, and the commissioner has this to say.
I've seen a few persons have come to check their names, and a few persons have also been able to collect their permanent voters cards. For those who registered up to the end of last year, the cards are ready. As the days go by, those who have been able to come and ascertain would also tell others in their locality. And of course, with the publicity INEC is also giving, I'm sure that in the next few days we'll have more people turn up. But so far it's gone on well.
Some allege that INEC did not tell them that they were something like a double registration.
Even though we told them over and again that if you register more than once, the subsequent registrations will become invalid. A few of them still tried it out.
On the issue of a good number of registered voters who have passed on, but their names still appear on the voters' registers, the commissioner has this to say.
Our voters list was first compiled in 2010-2011. So from that time to date, there will be a lot of people who are late. We need to have information on them so that we remove them from the voters list.
A total of 2,576,474 Nigerians registered in Edo State. In Benin, Ifoma Okafo, NTA News.
And away from political matters now. Plans are underway to digitally document and preserve intangible cultural heritage of the ancient Benin Kingdom, as the Institute of Benin studied through the support of IFRA Nigeria commences in training for interns who will carry out the project. Jude Abubu has the report.
Language, history, Social practices and festivals are cultural expressions considered by UNESCO as intangible heritages. Their gradual loss has led to a global call for their urgent preservation. The Institute of Benin Studies is already working in this direction as it provides training to individuals who will be involved in the digital archiving of intangible Benin heritage.
In Benin, you have rituals, you have rites. Then 2, ceremonies, Edo ceremonies. 3, songs in Edo will all be subsumed in a digital archive.
We think that the Edo culture is in danger of fading away, so we really would like to digitize this culture and the religion ceremony, the different aspect of this culture.
The project, which will make Benin intangible heritage easily transmissible and accessible to people around the world, is being lauded by Benin indigenes.
Most of the children we now don't know anything about the culture, the rice, and all those things, the moonlight stories, and so on and so forth.
The history of Benin, what they are doing is a great thing. So that they are digitizing, that's what I call it now, all the materials for our cultural heritage.
Through the training, the interns selected from the field of sociology, anthropology, history, archaeology, religion, and linguistics will acquire the skills of digital documentation and archiving to be able to carry out the project effectively. In Benin, Jude Abugu, NTA News.
A quick reminder now that the news is being streamed on our YouTube channel, NTA Benin. You can subscribe and be part of the news online, just as you can reach out to NTA Benin Newsroom or for any breaking news and happenings in Edo State via the number 091 535 59648. You can also send WhatsApp messages to the same number. Thanks for being there. And now, erratic rainfall, recurrent drought, and rapid population growth are areas of concern as Nigeria takes the bold step of promoting sustainable food crop development and security. It is for this purpose experts are in Benin, Edo State for a 4-day national workshop on irrigation and drainage. Paul Omokago tells us more.
The impact of climate change and the recent devastating flood in parts of the country are largely responsible for low yields and hike in farm produce. Minister of Water Resources, in a message at the opening, emphasized the need for a shift from traditional and unregulated agricultural practice to a more sustainable water and land use management approach. It asked experts to come up with lasting solutions on how best to advance irrigation and drainage practice.
In view of our population, which is also increasing day by day, irrigation is very critical to achieving increased food production and sustainable food security in Nigeria.
We must now strengthen our irrigation infrastructure and build capacity of farmers in the use of irrigation to foster all the year-round farming.
Other critical stakeholders at the workshop described water as critical for agricultural production in the country. Irrigated agricultural distress is twice as productive per unit of land as rain-fed agriculture, as it allows for more production intensification and crop diversification.
In Benin here, we have our irrigation schemes fed from, underground water through appropriately sized boreholes, and they are functioning very well and ensuring that water is available, for our crops.
There's need for brain-fed agriculture as against the rain-fed agriculture. And that is why we must try to start embracing technology by creating our own water channels.
The workshop continues with technical sessions on ways to boost food crop production through the deployment of agricultural technology. In Benin, Paul Omokago, NTA News.
Now to religious matters, Alhaji Sheikh Jibril Abdul Rahman has been turbaned as the chief imam of the Afemai Central Mosque in Benin City. Others turbaned include the Sarkin of Afemai Muslim community in Benin, Alhaji Ibrahim Saliu, as well as the deputy chief imam of Afemai Central Mosque Benin City, Alhaji Yakub Abdul Karim. Dennis Temple witnessed the event.
The gathering was presided over by the chief imam of Benin Central Mosque, Malam Abdul Fattah Enabulale, and other league of imams drawn from other Muslim communities of Abede, Ego, Wari, and Hausa communities in Benin. Muslim faithful, traditional rulers, prominent Nigerians, and nobles converged to witness the turbaning of three distinguished Muslims. Alhaji Sheikh Jubril Abdul Rahman, as the chief imam of Afemai Central Mosque Benin, the deputy chief imam, and of course, the Sarkin of Afemai Muslim community in Benin, Alhaji Ibrahim Saliu, at the Afemai Central Mosque, Benin City. Malam Abdul Fattah Enabulale says the titles conferred on them were in recognition of their valuable contributions to the growth of Islam in Edo State. He urged them to demonstrate the will of Allah.
We pray that Almighty Allah will grant you the power, the energy, the strength, long life and good health, so that you will be able to discharge your responsibility.
In a lecture titled Leadership in Islam, the guest lecturer identified three-dimensional principles of leadership, urging them to abide by the principles in order to better the laws of their subordinates.
The leader, now person when he say he will stand by the truth, he don't go mind the consequences.
Awards were presented to deserving persons, which preceded the conferment of the titles. To Chief Imam of Afemai Central Mosque Benin and others conferred, say the honor is an opportunity to serve.
I got to put more effort in following the Sharia, the Quran and Hadith.
Oh, glory be to God Almighty. May He give me the strength and the power and the fear of Him to pilot the affair of Islam.
My own is to give. You see, I have been given. I should pay back. This is a time for payback for me.
What I say to do, the chief imam have been acting, and they have been acting very well. So I don't expect anything different from what they have been doing before.
Today is a glorious day. We are very, very grateful.
Afemai Central Mosque, Benin City, is one of the foremost mosques in Edo State. In Benin, Dennis Temple, NTA News.
Congratulations there. We take a break now in this review shortly with the concluded segment. Thanks for being there. And our residents of Asaba woke up this morning to the trending news in the social media that the ultra-modern Asaba Township Stadium was on fire. This prompted a visit by the new NTA News to the stadium situated along Nebisi Road. Godfrey Nzekwe has a situation report and a reaction from the state government.
Few days ago, it was alleged partial collapse of a section of the multi-purpose indoor sports hall under construction. Now it is all about an alleged fire outbreak at the stadium trending in the social media.
While I was on my way back from the church, I saw smoke, and there was this unpleasant smell also coming out of it. So when I looked around, I saw the smoke coming from the stadium. Behind the stadium, saw fire at the back, and before you know, the people came around to see that let's go to fire.
The Delta State government, however, says the stadium did not catch fire as speculated. Rather, it was the replaced fiber roofing sheet on the ground, which got ignited as a result of sparks from the weather. The Commissioner for Information, Charles Anyago, who dispelled negative social media reports on the cause of the ignition, said people should desist from scoring cheap political points with the incident as the state government is poised towards hosting a memorable national sports festival.
It just happened that a welder that was very busy with welding works on top of the main bowl, and so as the spark from the electrode was falling just from the top to the base of the stadium wall, It just happened that some of the asbestos that have been removed from the initial roof, more like caught fire in the course of time, and he didn't notice it on time until the smoke, started going up, and in the course of that, it affected the cladding.
The commissioner called on Deltans to support the government to achieve the aim of hosting the 2022 National Sports Festival. I am Godfrey Nzekwe, NTA News.
The quiz report concludes our bulletin tonight. Thank you for being there. Good night.